gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, that ain't the way I wanted it to work. Welcome to the show, the X Fan Show. What's up, Jersey the King? You guys know me. I am one of the hosts. Dirty, listen, you figure we're starting in the evening. You figured Arlington would be on time, but what else is new? Arlington is not on time, but we are the video cast who have X'd out all of the rest. We are often imitated, never duplicated. Bro, I am doing good. This is the late edition of the X Fan Show. So if you guys remember the X Fan Show later edition, you know it's pretty crazy, and I could say some wild. Oh, look who finally decided to show up. My esteemed co-host is this guy right there who looks very, very fired up and PO'd. What's up, brother?
What's up, man? What's going on? Welcome, everybody.
Why you look so angry?
X-Fan Prime Time. Huh?
Why you look so angry, homie?
I don't know, man. I can't hear anything, and
You can't hear?
There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I hear you. You sound so beautiful.
Don't try to butter me up now. What's going on, Jersey, man?
Beautiful. Look, and here's the hyena already saying, I'm the professional, just saying. Yeah, we saw how that goes when you tried to give our sponsorship, our sponsor, Wild Sun Winery and Brewing Company, right out there in Hillsboro, Missouri. So if you are in Missouri and you are coming for a Battlehawks game, come in a day early and take a nice little trip right out there to Wild Sun.
Hey, even if you're there for the summer, you should go and try it out.
Yeah, exactly.
Why wait till February? Go on ahead now.
Yeah, hell yeah. If you're coming into St. Louis, just come on out there. Tell them that the X Fan Show B-Hawk Live sent you, bro. We have a lot to talk about. I mean, really, we were talking about it today before we decided to do the show, but there's always really a lot to talk about with the XFL, and we never know really where to start at, right?
True.
So I want to talk about something because a lot of idiots have been out there posting stuff.
Golly. Idiots, man.
Huh?
I get it. Listen, I'm going to put it to you like this.
Wait,
I get it. People want to be the first.
Stop. Are you going to defend all the idiots, or do I
No. I'm not going to defend all of them. This is what I'm going to say.
Oh, okay.
All I'm going to say is I understand people want to be first.
Mm-hmm.
But be accurate, damn it. Be accurate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You want to be the first to put that information out there, and so you could be the most trusted source out there. I get that. Everybody wants to be first, and everybody wants to be the source. That's why a lot of people in alternative football sites, those sites, they all want to make sure that they are the ones that are getting the right news. Because a lot of times you're going to get curveballs and people are going to throw you off just to make you look bad. They're going to do that. So if you're referring to one of the pieces of news that had came out over in the past week or so.
Hold on, bro. It ain't just one of the pieces of news. It was from every. Now, look, I got nothing against all the other guys. I got nothing against News Hub. I got nothing against Newsroom. I got nothing against the Shady Sports Network. I got nothing against. Well, I might have something against I-70. That's beside the point.
That's personal.
Well, I mean, listen, don't try to break up the best dynamic duo that there is and try to steal the show and kick one of us to the curb. Because guess what? That ain't going to happen. We've proven that before.
Shout out to our other friends, our other broadcast partners, Gateway City Sports. Thankful for them to be on board with the X-Man Show podcast, part of the Legion. You know what I mean? So grateful for all of them. Thank you so much.
Right.
We appreciate you. Make sure that you go and follow us today at X-Fan Legion. Make sure you follow Gateway City Sports. You can also follow the X-Fan Show on its different networks, as you can see at the bottom.
Yup. Now, let's get to it. The XFL announced all 8 cities have 6 dates.
Yes, but initially it was said that,
so I-70 Sports.
What are you doing? Can you do that after the show?
What?
You finna explain whatever the good doctor trying to get you to talk about? Because you will do it.
Wait, what?
Exactly. We ain't got to explain nothing. If you know, you know.
Yeah.
Continue on what you were talking about.
Oh, right. Yeah. Anyways, listen, if you really do want a trusted source, right? A group that is really does good, cites their sources, fact double checks, all that is right there. The Good Doctor over Review. Go check those guys out. They do really good stuff. But anyways, now
we will have a special guest coming up shortly too.
Oh, we do. Oh, I don't even know about our special guest, do I? Mark Perry, LOL.
We ain't even talking about that.
We ain't even talking about that. Anyways, so last year, for the championship game, there was only one team that had 6 dates reserved on their books. 6. Actually, it was 7. Because if you really think about it, idiots at all of the other alternative sports sites, it's a 7-game season. Basically, you'll get 7 home games, 5 regular season home games. If you make it good enough to be the number 1 team, you get the home playoff game, and then you get the championship game. The XFL
That's
only
not necessarily true either.
Okay, it's not, but overall,
that's not necessarily true either.
It's true, but overall, San Antonio last year was the only city that had 7 dates reserved. No other city did.
6.
Whatever, they had 7, but that's beside the point. You still say 6. I say tomato. You say tomato. So it really doesn't matter.
That's the right thing to say.
Tomato.
All right, dude that can't read. Come on, continue.
Exactly. So anyways, let's really look at this. All 8 cities. All 8 cities.
What are you going to allow for?
Dates, because people are idiots. People are idiots.
Getting loud for, man.
Look, right here. I remember Battlehawk fans were bringing up St. Louis would be such a great city for the XFL championship during our time in San Antonio. I disagree with that. They will keep it in Texas, which is fine. Look, if they keep it in Texas, I'm cool with it. To me, it makes sense why they keep it in Texas. Because less travel expenses to keep it in Texas, right? If you think about it, St. Louis isn't even guaranteed the championship game this year. We've speculated that it wouldn't make sense for it to be in St. Louis next year. But I can tell you this, Battlehawk fans, if the Battlehawks aren't in the championship game, we ain't packing the dome like you guys said we would have in San Antonio. Guaranteed we won't do that. And if you guys
really think that fans will not come to St. Louis to come see the championship game.
Yeah, look, Mike. No, I think fans from outside, but I don't think the St. Louis fans will do it like they say they will impact the dome. He goes, with the dome locked in for 6 games, we're all thinking that the XFL championship host. But what about the possibility of expanding the schedule? That's a very good possibility. Here's what I'm saying.
You got to make sure there's at least 3 to 5 years of consistency before you decide to expand.
Right.
On the schedule.
Yeah. But here it is. Think about it. The STL is more centrally located.
True.
Really? Is it though? With the way this new structure.
If you're looking at it dirty from
shaking his head because he agrees with me. Is St. Louis literally centrally located right now with the way that it is set up? It's not. It's not. Because where is the hub? The hub is in Arlington.
Right.
The hub is in Arlington. Is St. Louis centrally located? We know how much it costs to fly into St. Louis now. It's expensive as hell to fly out of St. Louis to Seattle or to Vegas or anywhere. It's expensive because St. Louis has no direct flights anymore. It's expensive to fly to St. Louis. And Amanda, listen, Queen, I love you, but I don't think that the St. Louis fans will show up we all think they will for the XFL championship game.
So you're saying basically to keep it in Texas is what you're saying, right?
Keep it in Texas for at least 3 years until they start playing in their home cities. Keep it in Texas. Put it either in Arlington, Houston, or San Antonio.
San Antonio honestly, San Antonio does make the most sense because it's climate control. You don't have to worry about if it rains or not.
Exactly. As much as I hate to say it, I would love to see it in St. Louis. But right now, in these first 3 to 5 years, it does not make sense.
And a lot of people have said with St. Louis, it's about their safety. Right
here, look. Daryl Johnson, Johnson says it. DJ says it. I agree as well. If St. Louis is not playing, I don't see 35,000 folks in there. I don't either.
All right. You want to go ahead and bring our guest in today?
Man, you introduce him. You're the
one. Gentleman from Analyze and Educate is also part of News Hub. And if you haven't checked out his podcast, make sure you do so. He's a good friend of the show. Bring him in, Patrick Ruffino. Pat, good evening to you, sir. Come on, bring him in, sir.
Oh, what is it? What is up with Pat? He's looking.
What's up, Pat?
I'm working.
What's up, man?
I am working, man. I'm doing some things. Arlington, I had to make some time because last time I had some work things come up, and well, surprise, surprise, more work things came up. But
okay,
but I'm in it. Dirty, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Not to interject, but let's have the conversation if they make it to the championship, because then I think we're easy. And I think I wrote a comment on one of your videos a couple weeks ago about it. Because then that's just like free. I don't want to say free money, but like a free $40K that they can flex on that.
Uh-huh.
But I think we keep San Antonio because it's, semi-safe, centrally located. And what can you do if you don't go to the game? You go to the boardwalk. You're going to see that zombie walk from BPV to the dome. You're going to pass the Millennium.
Yeah.
Charles past the Millennium. Okay.
Exactly. Look, listen. I think if the Battlehawks were in the championship game, right? Then yeah, we would pack that place. We would sell all 66,000. Okay. But I don't think if the Battlehawks didn't make the playoffs, that they're not going to sell as many tickets as they think they are. And I remember trying to get a flight. We got a flight out of San Antonio from St. Louis to San Antonio. It was $500. $500 to go. St. Louis is not a central hub anymore of the United States of America. It's just not. It's like right here what the good doctor said and what you said, Patrick. The welcoming committee of St. Louis will make sure cars are stolen and people are robbed. They're primed welcoming area in the dome area.
Yes, I get that because of the area where the dome is and the things surrounding the dome. It's more closed in compared to San Antonio, where it's a bit more open space. I get that. So you can't catch you can catch easily in San Antonio more than you would in St. Louis. It's like everything is closed in, and the location of the dome is the worst spot in my opinion, and always been since it's been sitting there.
Uh-huh.
But
could you do something at the Four Seasons in Horseshoe and make it all yuppie there? Make it all an experience and all that stuff because it's got that underneath path.
I mean, you could.
You could spruce it up. I mean, that's what I wouldn't have anyone. I'd have a pre-thing at the Armory or the Foundry area, like not game day, and then game day have a bunch of yuppie stuff in the Four Seasons, the Horseshoe, and then you can take a straight path underneath.
I mean, it would make sense, but I mean, like right here, what Jersey the King says, keep it in San Antonio for right now, and when the league grows, have the X Bowl in different cities. But honestly, wait a few years and wait for the league to expand with more teams.
I don't even, you know what? Now that you mentioned that, San Antonio just seems like the best place to do it, and because it's like a destination city. If you look at the 8 cities, granted, Orlando's going to be ridiculously hot, right? And it could potentially rain. St. Louis would be the other option because it's a dome, but everything surrounding it doesn't give it the right amount of safety, like you guys were saying. All right, so I will digress on St. Louis being a championship game city. All right, there. You happy now? You happy? I will say that the space in San Antonio is a whole lot better than St. Louis. All right, and it just makes sense. Vegas, you can't do anything out there right now. I'm trying to think. Of the other cities involved. Houston right now is in a flux. We don't even know where if they're going to even play in the same spot, even though there are many venues that they could play, but also it's not climate control.
Yeah.
Only way that they would have to participate, they would have to play in NRG Stadium, and they are already going to be the same way like the Raiders. Can you bring in $1 million for this game? Obviously, the answer is going to be no. So San Antonio just seems as the right place to be.
I mean, it was like I said, like Patrick agreed with me. I mean, it's finally, I actually have somebody on this show that actually agrees with me, Patrick.
Shut up.
I mean, my co-host over here, he never agrees with me when I'm always right.
You're not.
I mean, St. Louis in this XFL scheme, as of right now, is not centrally located. Now, if we were playing in their home cities, then yes, it would be centrally located, but it's not. Here he goes. Here goes the wingman says, I feel like the championship is going to be played outside next season. I could see it, but it would make sense to do it in Houston or Arlington.
So then the question then becomes, are they going to do something similar to what happened with the USFL this season? Now, the reason why I bring that up is because every week there is a game, correct? Pat? Every week there's a game. So this upcoming week, which is the last week of the season for them, is a championship game. That means every week they were able to make sure that there was a game played. However, for the XFL, they skipped the week. They skipped the week because of and this is my belief, it was Cinco de Mayo. And they had something already set up in San Antonio for that. And it could have cost I guess it could have took away from people that were trying to celebrate. And I know you say add more to it, but there were separate things they wanted to do for that. And so they decided to put the next week in San Antonio to say, hey, we got more events coming the following week. And so I look at that's going to happen again next season if it remains in San Antonio, because Cinco de Mayo weekend is going to be similar to it was this year. So I get it, but San Antonio just makes sense.
Yeah.
Arlington is fine, but you have to think about who want to sit in the rain and watch a game.
Well, you could do Jerry World.
Do you think Jerry Jones would sit back and allow them to go in? They already considered the XFL minor as it is. You're going to put it in a really, really big stadium where you're not going to get as many fans as you hope?
I don't know. It's easier to get to Dallas than San Antonio, right?
It's true, which is also true too. But at the same time, you don't have to deal with NFL ties in San Antonio.
I mean, Jerry had an arena team. Offer him some ownership. I mean, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm very shaky cam right now, but
It's all good. I just think San Antonio is still the best option for this league because you're talking it's a 5-hour drive from Arlington to San Antonio. They can literally drive the guys back right there. They got the deals with everything in San Antonio. I mean, I remember being in San Antonio, walking around all over and seeing players everywhere. Everywhere you would see players. It's not gonna happen if you do it in a different type of city. Now, see, Wingman says, correct me if I'm wrong, but wasn't Super Bowl 48 played outside in the cold? And I believed it rained a little bit.
Have they played in that venue since then?
no, that was the first snap. Was the Manny Ramirez snap over?
Right here. Now, guys, look right here. Sabrina says it. San Antonio's great. St. Louisans just think because we have more fans, it should be here. I want to leave and go anywhere to get our championship road trip. St. Louis should not have a championship until the crime is under control. That's a fan saying that. So, I mean,
how many people are at the championship game for San Antonio?
What was that? Hold on, give me a second.
There was just under 25,000.
And we average about 33K a game.
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Is it unreasonable to think that St. Louis alone can pull 10,000 people to leave St. Louis and go to a San Antonio? Like if the Battlehawks were in the championship.
No.
Okay, so we're at 10,000 there.
Right.
If it's San Antonio, if it's any Texas team, I'm willing to wager between 7 and 12 from that fan base. If it's San Antonio, that's easily 15. So you're at 27 there.
Mm-hmm.
I say it said 22,754 was the paid attendance. Now they could have been more because giveaways and all that kind of good stuff is also played in a part of that too.
I think you get over 30,000 people in San Antonio next year if St. Louis makes it.
Right now, because now, Pat, me and you are both here in St. Louis, right? Now, Mike says San Antonio had continuous declining attendance each week. And then the low numbers for the XFL championship. On paper, San Antonio sounds great, but the proof is in the pudding. Fans just don't show up.
I'm going to, this is the reason why I think that it happened. Remember, a lot of those games, and I know San Antonio fans that watch this show, they will sit back and say, hey, remember, a lot of those games were timed horribly.
Mm-hmm.
And they were on an entirely different spectrum. Went like early morning games, and then they also had Sunday. What was it? Easter Sunday. Who was going out to a game on Easter Sunday?
Yeah, exactly. Now, Pat, you're here in St. Louis with me, right?
Yeah, most days.
Right. Didn't we see a decline in the St. Louis fan base week after week?
It wasn't it 30. 38, 35, 33, 33, and then 35 again? Or did we just get
33? It declined each week.
Yeah.
But it still remained over 33,000 per game.
But we could say that about any sport, though.
Exactly.
It's not a big, I don't, we had an Easter. We also had to deal with Easter. It's not an outrageous thing to me that, I don't, no matter what league, you're going to have that return to the dome, 38,000. I don't think we can get mad about anyone.
Yeah, exactly.
But DC was selling out towards the end.
Well, now, and if you talk to the front office of the Battlehawks, they say, well, we had to sell out. But did we really? Because you guys just kept opening up tickets and you guys set your own sellout. We never knew what the exact capacity of tickets were for St. Louis, where in DC, we know it's 19,000.
Yeah. But you're also and I talk about this with the USFL and Ford Field. I don't want to use the word setting yourself up for failure, but sometimes that 33 doesn't look as sexy in a 66 stadium versus, at Ford Field, they're selling 15,000 by USFL standards. You had 15,000 people show up to a game. That's great. But it's against a 60,000. I feel like we just have to be real. For us, I don't want to say the people But the people who constantly are, we have to just know the reality of the expectation. Like 33,000 people showing up to an alt football game in St. Louis, where there's still people who, one, are done with football to begin with, and two, I knew guys in the Ozarks who were like, I'm not going to go to the Battlehawks game. They're just going to be gone again.
Yeah, right. And
that was the other thing.
They're going to go.
It was a trust factor this go round with the XFL. It was like, okay, this is just going to be a fad and it's going to wear off. And it's like, we're going to be back at square one once again. Whereas in what was that, 2020, everybody was all in wanting to be a part of this. And then when it went away, they was like, all right, well, just screw it. And so it's about building that trust back again. And of course, Danny and The Rock, the figureheads, are saying we're going to continue that going into season 2, or if you want to get technical with it, season 3. So that's the whole thing with this, was building trust again.
And I think people are like more, like the people in the outer areas, like that I've talked to, because I'm in the Ozarks all the time. I've probably talked to at least 100 people about it, and they are more on board, willing to drive 2 hours and be a little bit more invested in this team.
Mm-hmm.
Just a little bit. They're watching the games. People are watching the games all over Missouri. But yeah,
and that was the main thing about it, was that, and we talked about this, Dirty. St. Louis was never going to give up on the XFL. As much as people want to say that they didn't want to, that they were going to give up on it, they weren't, because the XFL knew that St. Louis was going to have to be a major player in the XFL once again.
Yes.
They knew they were going to get the attendance. They know they were going to get the merchandise. They knew they were going to get the engagement.
Mm-hmm.
They knew that already.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's about trusting the other cities. And that's why we decided that we were going to try to help the league out again.
Yep.
Because we were all in with the league. When I knew when the XFL was coming back, I was like, all right, we're going to do this again.
Yeah. Like we were more 2020 all about helping pump the fan base in St. Louis. This time around to 2023, we decided, okay, now we're going to expand it. We're going to pump up the fan bases in all of the other cities. And this is the thing, and this is what is so amazing about the XFL fan base, right? Okay, but John, look, I get it that St. Louis had the upper tier. They wouldn't open it up unless they absolutely had to. I think the championship game, no, I'm telling you, listen, here, I'm going to say it right now, and Patrick, you can even vouch for me, right? I know of a handful of St. Louis fans that traveled to games. A handful of them traveled to games. St. Louis fans, if you think that we are such the greatest fan base out there, start traveling to the away games. Start going, show everybody that we are. Because I can tell you this, we are the lowest on the traveling fan bases. St. Louis Battlehawks are the worst of all of them, of all 8 teams. Hell, the Vegas fans traveled better than the St. Louis Battlehawk fans.
Well, no one who's a Vegas fan lives in Vegas, to be fair.
Well, you got a point. But I'm saying, I mean, I covered a lot of games, okay? And I would see a handful, 10, 15, maybe 20 at the most, other fans.
Ballhawk 1 was there.
No, John, there really wasn't a lot of you guys in DC. There really wasn't.
I don't know. Like
I've seen a lot of Roughneck fans, and I saw a lot of Brahma fans, and they would travel. Especially when those.
I definitely felt that Brahma fans travel, but we might have a little bit of a bias because 2 of those games were in their state, to be fair. And they're like kind of convenient, you know.
Right, you can say that.
Wait a minute.
Uh-oh.
I live in Vegas, and I'm a Vegas fan. See, I wish we could get the Queen on real quick, Arlington, because who do we know that traveled to DC? Who was there in DC?
The Queen Hyena did. She did. She was out there.
Daddy Ed.
Steven Gonzalez's family was there.
Is that your microphone? Or is that me doing it? Is that me?
What? What?
You
What
sound horrible. It might be me.
Oh yeah.
I saw. They highlighted Stephen. Mama McCarran traveled.
Well, of course she traveled. All right. The Queen says she wants to send us a link, so I'm going to send her the link.
Yeah.
And look, listen, I'm not bashing the St. Louis fans. I really am not. I'm just saying, guys, we are not the end all be all like we think we are. We're not.
I do think that if the Battlehawks were the championship game, had it in St. Louis, I do think we would go over 40 pretty easily, like as a collective whole.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
I don't think we would probably bring 35 of our own.
Yeah.
Maybe, and then mix together everyone else. Like it would not if that number hit 50, it still wouldn't surprise me for attendance. I mean, you're asking 50. You would get, people from DC would probably show up. You get a bunch of randoms, and then you get 5 to 10 of the fan base.
Right. Yeah. Now see, Watt says right here, he goes, I am a DC Defender fan. He goes, there were more St. Louis fans in DC than I saw any other North Division team. All right, that's fine in DC because, to be honest, DC and St. Louis isn't an expensive flight. It's not an expensive flight, right?
You find the Dulles though. I feel like you could find the Dulles and drive up. There's 3 airports you could take, right?
Yeah, exactly.
And we did a lot of East Coast, we had Virginia guys, we had New Jersey guys, and we had like New York. There was a couple of New York tri-state area guys that on our team that traveled pretty deep. Like Bastion's from Connecticut. Jared Jones is from the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
Did have and these people are still supporting the team, so I'm not saying they're just family, but we did have a lot of people.
Oh, great! Here she is. All right, Hyena, you were in DC. Juan says that there was a lot of DC. There was a lot of Battlehawk fans in DC, right? Was there a lot of Battlehawk fans?
No.
All right, your microphone is way too loud. We're letting you go. So there you go. That's from the Queen who was there. Goodbye. There's from the Queen who was there. Kick her out real quick because she's annoying as always.
I mean, this is a cop-out answer. I'd have to look at the film, but like I don't remember. Be honest, like watched a lot of football between now and then everything else I got going on.
Yeah, now look, I remember when I went to Seattle for the Battlehawk game. Do you know how many Battlehawk fans I saw in Seattle?
I mean, whoever you went.
I went with the mayor, and it was me and one other dude.
I saw a couple Seattle.
Okay, this one is gonna go back to. All right, I gotta mention it. I have to mention this now.
Yeah.
The reason why all these different attendances weren't the best. It was all going back to it. It was about trusting the league. Because remember, Seattle was at the top. Houston was one of the best attendances in 2020, right? It was about trusting the league again. Like, why should I spend my money with this league? That's what people were going. This is a fan standpoint. Why should I even trust you anymore?
All right, now Juan.
The main thing was Dirty was making sure from the league that the game was good. If the games were great, the attendance would be fine.
Right, yeah.
And they saw that this past year we had 83% of those games, maybe a little bit higher or maybe lower, that we had close games in every one of them.
That was decided by
one score, 9, at least somewhere under 9 points.
Now here's why you heard a lot of calls, because us St. Louis fans were loud, abrasive, and annoying.
Yeah, you're a part of that group.
I know. Now, I mean, Patrick, so I mean, there's somebody up here said earlier that, averaging, there he is, averaging 22 to 30,000, because that's basically what we averaged, right? For the XFL season. What? I mean, That to me, that was a success. Would you not say?
I mean, Arlington, guys, I'm sorry, I have 5 more minutes, but Arlington's talked about it in nauseum. It's about the retrust of the league.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what I mean? I don't know what the league office was doing, but obviously new ownership group, but it's like, am I ready to get my heart broken again? I mean, Dirty, I'll always bring this back, and you were there, was the emotion of that one gentleman in November when he said, I can bring my son, I believe he said his son, to a football game now.
Yep.
Like, I know it's air quote just football, but like St. Louis was robbed of this in 2014, 2015. They got a taste of it in 2020. Like how, like, you know, it's to the extent of, and this will be my last thought because I got to kick out, but
All right, man.
am I ready to do that to my kid? You know, where he gets to meet these guys, where he gets to see these guys.
Uh-huh.
He said he had to kick out.
He did, so it's all good. No worries.
Hey, thanks again to Pat Ruffino of Analyze and Educate. Make sure you follow him on YouTube at Analyze and Educate, and follow him on News Hub. He does a wonderful job with getting all that information out when it comes to drafted players. And I know he was willing to say some more stuff, but
yeah.
So nothing.
But that's how this show. That's how this show is. You guys dictate what we talk about. We always have an agenda, but you guys always change it up. Now, Juan, listen. Easily a success. St. Louis actually broke even on their stadium rent because of the crowd, as per their stadium agreement with the XFL. Let me tell you something. Don't be too upset about what your team did. Don't be too upset about what your team did, because believe it or not, your team broke even also because of what you guys did up there.
Yeah, anybody that has the beer snake and how big and successful that was, that's fantastic.
I mean, you're talking the beer snake cost $17,000.
I mean, that's a lot of cups. You know what I'm saying? And put my man Jersey's comment up, the big one. I understand, yes, 20,000 is a success, right? And they are considered minor league. And
okay.
Yes, I get that. And that was, and Dirty, this is what we talked about before the show was
oh my God, she's back.
No, I just because I didn't get to say what I wanted to say.
Well, go ahead, say it. I want you to go ahead and say it now. You said no, and then it got cut out. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, so when I went with,
oh, I don't know, something happened to her mic, Arlington. I don't know what.
Unmute it. You need to turn down something, Amanda. If you're watching this show, you need to mute that. Yes, go ahead.
All I was saying was that when Daddy and Ed and I went, we were probably the only 2 Battlehawk fans that were not related to any of the players.
Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Aha. Okay, that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. And so I wouldn't consider that. I didn't want to do it like that.
Why would that one?
I don't know. My fault.
Yeah.
I consider that as a cop out.
That's all I had to say. See you.
No, good. She's leaving. Thank God.
Shut up.
My ears won't be burning. Arlington, you ain't got to hear that voice as much as I do. It burns your ears.
What are you trying to say, sir?
I'm just saying it just burns your ears.
Uh-huh.
That's all
any more to say to that?
That's all I'm saying. It burns your ears.
Uh-huh. Is there any more you got to say to that?
No.
No, you better not. Anyway, yes, I see what John said. Week 1 was hilarious when it came to the beer thing. I do not know the details of the agreement with the XFL, but capacity crowds in the end of the season, I'm sure. Yes, you guys did well with that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, technically, if you really think about it, DC is the only one that had a sellout, had 2 sellouts.
And I'm to Jared's point when he said that last sentence, all football fans are obsessed over attendance numbers till it did, because all of them are going to constantly compare it to, especially detractors, to the NFL. They're going to continuously do that. It's funny because Major League Baseball doesn't have that problem. Probably because they don't give a damn about it in the first place.
And it's funny that you say that, Arlington, because here is what I love so much about all of this. We're sitting here talking about the attendances, right?
Right.
Okay. But it's funny. There's another spring league that's going on right now that doesn't give two rats' asses about attendance. All they care about is TV ratings
and the game itself.
And they just announced they're coming back for a third season. So why is it that XFL fans, we want to preach so much about the damn attendance that in the USFL doesn't even care?
At least the league itself doesn't.
The league itself doesn't. Even the fans don't even care, really. They're like, oh, I got football. You know what I'm saying? Those are the real diehard fans that are going to those games.
Yeah, so, I have a couple of friends that were Birmingham Stallion fans.
Yeah,
and they were going because they love the game. They love the game of football. And so listen,
we're complaining about something that makes no sense. It doesn't even matter. We should just be happy that we have football after football. That's what we should be happy about.
And believe it or not, this league has a lot that they can grow from. And I think it was
I've never seen in my life.
It was this. Marketing should be treated as number one. If you want to succeed, you want success, you got to make sure marketing is key. Big here. All right. And so a lot of the time during the year when we saw, remember, they played the same promo twice, 3 times. They played it like at least 8 times during, well, I would say this, they played it 8 weeks in a row, the same promo. It's about her and him and them and you. And I know they were trying to burn that into people's minds about the XFL. I get that. That's what you're supposed to do.
I think that's going to be different this time around.
And it should.
Right. Now, Mike brings up a good point right here. I like this, Arlington. You tell me because you're in that area. Arlington is playing in Chalkall with the 25K capacity, but only averaging 12K per game. I think Eagle Stadium in Allenton is a much better choice, 18 capacity. Bigger and nicer non-college pro football, possibly in the country.
They want professional fields. So with that said, they're going to play in stadiums that have had professional sports inside of them. I don't know anything about Eagle Stadium or if they even had any type of professional sport inside of there. I get where he's going though, because you want the look. Really, you want it to look really nice when you have it on television. If that was the case, they would have played what's that in Bishop Gorman, but they didn't like in Vegas. They would have played, out there, but they didn't because they didn't like what it looked like on television. They didn't like that, so they would rather take the chance the same way that the other league does it. Is say, hey, we'll just board up most of the areas to give it a. Hey, we're just gonna be on this one side, and we'll just make it look that, make it good, make it look good that way.
Right now, Arlington. So, Adrian Gonzalez says, "Isn't Eagle Stadium a high school stadium?" I don't know. That would be you because I know you're down.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a.
Oh, yeah.
And I get where Mike is going. Mike knows, like everybody in Texas knows, there are 10,000 seat stadiums for high schools. And you would think that would be the best place for them to play. But the XFL is trying to let everybody know we're a professional league. So we're going to play in professional stadiums to allow our players to get the best opportunity, when they getting up to the next level.
See here, like this team right over here. And that team right over there behind me, who had the best quarterback in the XFL with the Nooch himself, right? They had to play second fiddle to the Seattle Sounders this year in last year's scheduling. Guess what? They don't have to this year. They're going to get priority scheduling. So their scheduling is going to be better, right?
Well, exactly, because it was a return of the league.
Exactly. Return of the league, like we talked about. Like right here.
Return, they had to play second fiddle. Same thing with the defenders.
Here's something, you people. for you people in Orlando, where Jared says, I think Camping World Stadium was given a good deal to the Orlando Guardians, like I heard about in Vegas. You're absolutely right. They were. But here's another thing I'm going to give you. They're opening up the entire dome, the entire Camping World now. They're opening up the entire Camping World. So that means instead of sitting on the sunny side, if you're on the sunny side, you want to upgrade your seats and move them, you can move them over to the shady side now. That's what you can do now. That's what Camping World. Why? Because they watch, they listen. They heard what you guys said. They heard what the fans in Orlando said is, hey, I'm tired of being burnt. I'm tired of frying. I mean, I remember talking to the mayor.
Was the biggest, and I knew that when they got Orlando, that was going to be the biggest.
We won't be live now. Yay. I remember talking to the mayor, and the mayor is like, I literally drank 17 cups of water. Now, if you guys all know the mayor is a, fairly large guy. Love him. But if that dude has to drink 17 cups of water, you know something's wrong. But they listened. They listened, and now they've opened up the entire Camping World Stadium. Here's the thing, guys. They listen to us. They listen to what we have to say, right? Don't worry. There's going to be we'll go into it a little more later on in the year, Arlington. I'll go on to it. But Arlington, there is something, Arlington, we haven't plugged to Wild Sun lately.
Not since the start of the show.
Oh, well, here. If you are in the Missouri area, come check us out at Wild Sun. Right here, the Wild Citrus Ale. That one might be my favorite. The Sunset Red Ale is pretty good, too.
Give me some of that when I get into town. When I get into town,
really
I'm going or I'm
they
going to
have
get some
really good wine also. But, yeah, Wild Sun Winery and Brewery right out there in Hillsboro, Missouri. Even if you're coming to St. Louis, just go out there and visit them. It's a quick 40 minutes.
Absolutely freaking not. If that's the case, you might as well call it fan-controlled football.
Exactly. Nope.
Forget that.
Not when you
gotta understand. This is not about indoor. It's not about indoor venues. This is about making sure it's outdoor and they get the most professional type of game. And I understand Vegas went through a lot of trouble. The XFL went through a lot of trouble to get Vegas a venue because right at that moment it was seeming like it was real murky that they were going to have a place to play, right? And so Cashman was the best it was the best situation for them.
Well, John, if you do travel to St. Louis, you look me up, and we'll hang out. I'll take you around, and I'll make sure you're treated good at the. I'll make sure you're treated good at the stadium.
I totally agree with that. They got to renovate Cashman. You got to. You can make it decent. Granted that venue's been around over 40 years.
Look at this one. Where is Wild Sun? Just out of town. I will be heading out. I will be heading there in a couple weeks. Mr. Gonzalez.
45 minutes, right?
About 35, 40 minutes. Mr. Gonzalez, when you come into town, you hit me up. You hit me up on Messenger, and we will take you out. I will personally take you out there myself. I will take you out there with the Queen Hyena, Daddy Ed. We will take you out there ourselves personally so you can get even a better treatment. It's just right outside of St. Louis, about 35, 40 minutes south of St. Louis, down Highway 21. But hit us up when you come into town, and we'll take you there. So, Arlington, there's something big coming up next weekend here in St. Louis.
Correct. It is.
You know what that is, right, Arlington?
Yes, I do. It's the St. Louis Showcase.
Right.
Going down at MoBap, Missouri Baptist University.
Dirty loves the last outlaw. I love being the last outlaw because, everything is done for me as a courtesy, right? We're just, we are just BD broadcasters, Arlington. We're just two dudes.
Yes, we are BD broadcasters, man. I love it. I love it.
With small potatoes,
It never failed, man. It never failed. Never failed, man.
Yes, Sabrina. The public can go there. And is there a price? Go to their webpage, Wild Sun. They have it. You go on their website. Their drinks are actually reasonable, not too expensive. Ain't gonna break the bank, but the wine is really good. So you're paying for good quality wine. It is really good. All right, Mr. Gonzalez, please join us. No, what? Oh, yeah, we have no followers either. That's right. We have no viewers, nothing. But anyways, Arlington, I am teaming up with our good buddy Rick Story and the STL Battlehawk tailgate page.
There's
Right?
a site down there at the bottom. I just threw it out.
My man Arlington, I always put it out there. You're right, Jared. I am the Marlboro man. I am the Marlboro man because I smoke Marlboro Black Menthol, baby.
We gotta change that, dude. We gotta change that.
I got hair on my chest. You want to see, Arlington?
No, thank you. Hey, dude. I swear to God, man. I'm like, why does he?
Prime time. We can do whatever we want. Yeah. Whoa. Love it. Love it.
After 9.
Oh shit. Yeah, you're right. It's
after
gotcha. My bad. But anyways, I am teaming up with Rick Story and the STL Tailgate. We are going to be at 7:00. We are going to be at Mobap tailgating for the showcase. We will be there tailgating for the showcase. Come out and join us. Mobap University. If you're here in St. Louis, A-Train. Yes, you're right. A-Train is a kill.
I don't give a damn.
Killjoy. Just remember, Arlington, we're two dudes and we broadcast to all the BDs out there.
That's right. All the BDs, we for you, man.
That's it.
And it ain't the baby daddies either.
It's not. It's all you wrestling marks. Hop the fence to see the show.
Hey, see, now listen. Now this is just wild to me, man, because I get it. 2019, when we went the first time,
yeah,
it was like, hey, we want everybody to come on out. Media, everything, fans, because you might see somebody that you might.
Certain media will be allowed, Arlington, just not me.
Huh?
I'm sure certain media will be allowed, just not me.
You are the reason why these showcases are no longer allowed for the media. It's your fault. It's your fault.
Hey, listen, be fair, ask a question, let somebody else ask a question. Then, you don't have to.
We don't need to go back to that moment.
You don't have to rapid fire 5 questions in a row. You don't have to rapid fire question. Hey, listen, there's no need to rapid fire 5 questions right in a row. If you don't want me to cut you off.
Dude, it's not even necessary. But yes,
Jared,
we're gonna have to hop those fences just to go see the showcases. But no, this go around, they want to make sure that everything is controlled. Players get their opportunities and stuff. So yeah, exactly. No public was allowed, right? So yeah, they want to make sure that all the players are focused. There are some players.
Because there was a certain. Hold on. Yeah, see? Like right here.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. There were in Orlando. Hold on. In Orlando, remember, there was a certain group.
I'm not getting into that.
That was allowed in.
I'm not getting into that.
All I'm saying. I'm not either.
I'm not getting into that.
All I can say is this. If you guys would like to see Dirty cover. Arlington. You getting ready to mute me, Arlington? If you guys would like to see Dirty cover the XFL showcase, then please email.
Yes. Woo! Got that in, man. Just in time, man. Just in time. Good God. Good God, I had to make sure, because he's really gonna get there and do this. I don't want him to run in 2024. I need him safe and sound.
I don't know what happened. My microphone.
Yes, I got it just in time, man. Woo! Thought I wasn't gonna make it. I really thought I wasn't gonna make it, man.
Look, but if you guys really want to see Dirty, bro, if you guys want to see Dirty from the XFL
man, what are you doing?
Interviewing people, email.
What are you doing? Woo. You got to quit doing that, man. You got to quit doing that, like for real, man. Hey, if y'all good, if you need, next thing I'm doing, I'm gonna cut your camera off, man. Because listen, people are good lip readers these days. People are good lip readers, man.
You just got to remember, Arlington, we're just 5 guys broadcasting. We're just broadcasting from the BDs.
5 guys broadcasting.
Yeah, that's
Hey, man, this
anything else. It's getting hot in my studio.
I bet it is. You have no air conditioning there. You're gonna need to put a fan in there from now on.
I got sweat going underneath my belly roll.
How cool is a cucumber, baby?
I'm cool as a cucumber, baby.
That's right, Mr. Killjoy. Just call me Mr. Killjoy. That's right, man.
But
I'm game for that.
We do have another announcement, do we not, Arlington?
You got it.
Do we have it, or you want it?
You got it.
About the show?
Oh yeah.
So
starting Tuesday.
No, not starting Tuesday. Thursday.
Thursday, we're gonna move then. Okay.
Tuesday's the 4th of July.
Okay. Thursday, we'll start moving to nights. We'll be on again, 7 o'clock.
Thursday, we're moving the X-Fan show back to the evenings for all of you crazy
fans. I got the time. So I'm like, hey, let's do this in the evening.
We can get a little crazier and wilder more in the evening than we can in the afternoon.
I'm almost willing to take over Wednesday.
Jared says, I need to talk to you, A-Train, about a new sport coming. I wonder what sport that is.
Something that deals with basketballs and trampolines.
Could it be SB?
Excuse me?
Could it be SB?
It could be.
Yeah, baby. Love it. Love it.
We got something brewing coming up for
love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
And I'm finna bring back the A-Train show, man. He said, come on, A-Train, bring back and Daddy. I'll be back Wednesday. Hey, see, Jersey knows. Hey, and they. But here's my thing, though. Wait, check this out.
Are you joining me and Daddy Ed on Wednesday nights now?
Yes, I'll be back.
Oh, sweet. So we can get rid of Amanda. Yes.
Hey, man, you can join me on the show Thursday, man. That's what you can do.
Kevin, after the show, I'll reach out to you, bro.
But hey, listen, though, for real. Vegas right now, I know everybody, we talk about it a lot. Vegas is going to be the sports capital of the world, and they're going to have slam ball. I mean, listen, you know what? The derailment might have to make a comeback. It might.
Oh, yeah.
I can't do it just yet. But anyway, slam ball's coming back.
Yeah, baby.
All right. Is it 8 o'clock yet? It's
time to wrap this mother effer up.
Yes.
What else do we got? Anything?
No. I'm watching this. Okay. There's a show on TV right now. Then we're wrapping this show up. It's called Generation Gap. When they get to the big bonus round, you get to pick a prize that you want. You either get to pick a dollhouse or you get to pick a jet ski. We're trying to see what this family finna go for. And I think it's the dollhouse. It's hilarious. This is hilarious stuff, man.
You know what's really hilarious? Listening to you because I had an effect on your voice the whole time.
Yeah, I can't even tell.
I know. But anyways, this is the X-Fan show.
Yes. A-Train. Hey, listen. I got some games I got brewing, man, and I'm ready to put them out for everybody.
X-Fan show. We are the video cast that X out all the rest. I am one of your hosts. Dirty right there is Mr. Killjoy himself.
The A-Train Arlington Lane. That's right.
I thought you were going
to Hey, Mr. Killjoy.
Yeah, baby. We will see you guys next Thursday night, 7 o'clock. Come join us. Let's have a good time. Oh, and if you're in St. Louis, 7 o'clock, Missouri Baptist, come down. Join Dirty, the STL Tailgate, Battlehawk Tailgate page, because we're going to be hanging July 7th at the showcase.
What?
Yeah, baby. What? Yeah, baby.
Hey, y'all have a great 4th of July as well.
And hopefully blows their hand up.
What?
heard me?
What?
Because it's tonight time. Slow it down.
Y'all have a great 4th of July. Look at y'all Thursday night. Y'all later.